Welcome back to Luminosity Wellness Radio. I am Jeff Rennell. I'm here with the beautiful co-host, Christine Essex.
Hello.
We also have Mr. Blue, Josh Carpenter, in the corner.
Oh, gosh, hello.
And then we also have Angela Savage. She is the host of Good News with Angela Savage.
That's
How are you
right.
doing?
I'm doing just great, but I think it's really cute. I gave you a little lip right here. You have a little
I have
lipstick mark
kiss.
on your face.
I
So
love it.
just to start the show, I want y'all to know there's lots of love in the room.
That's right.
Lipstick
There's proof.
everywhere.
I'm gonna lay one on you.
Right.
Oh, it's getting freaky.
Wow.
here.
All right,
See?
it's getting
Oh,
friendly
so
here.
much love in here. I love it.
Good
Too
thing
cute,
this is
too
radio and
cute.
not video.
And
That's
internet
right.
radio at that.
Active imaginations.
You know.
Exactly. Well,
That's
thank you
right.
to our open audience out there. We appreciate you for listening. And Jeff, we got a cool lineup today as far as what we're doing, right?
Yeah, the lineup is Angela. How are you doing, Angela?
I'm doing great.
Let's get
On
to
the
the-
lineup. This is going to be fun. Let's talk about what we did a few days ago together in your office. Why don't we just start off with that?
Yeah, so let's talk about what we're going to do today. We have Angela here today. She's going to share a little bit of her story with us and what she's had to go through in her life with her father's untimely tragic death. And so she's going to share her story with us. And then me and Angela also did a little session over the weekend about some of the things that she's had to go through in her life. And so we're going to discuss a little bit about that as well too, and what she has gone, or what she has discovered by going through that session, and also what I've discovered. So
Right.
thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Well, just to get a little bit of a background, if people don't know yet already, my father was a Swede Savage, and in 1973 he was leading the Indianapolis 500 race. My mother was in the audience, 6 months pregnant with me watching, and he actually hit the wall and blew up. And it ended up being a fatal accident. He lived for 33 days, and I was actually born just a few months after he died. So my life has been about just barely missing this awesome guy, and it's was a hard pill to swallow because it's everyone and their mother got to know my dad except for me. So it really started me off on this on a bad deck of cards. You know what I'm saying? So I actually, I believe I was born with some side effects or some symptoms of like PTSD from being in the womb, all the fear and the shock and the screaming and the sadness
Yes.
of my mom. I was the sponge, so I think I came out of the womb having really been affected by that. And then, starting age 9, I went straight to hard drugs and alcohol to try to, I was trying to self-heal at a very young age. I just was born with a broken heart. And then I went straight to the hard stuff, too, meth, vodka. I mean, by the time I was 9 years old. So I've had a difficult life trying to run from myself, run from my origins, run from my true purpose in life, which was just too big. And I didn't know how to face, my origins at all without just totally, losing it, and I just went down into deep depression and decided that I was going to flirt with death for the first, 40 years of my life. I don't think I wanted to die, or I'm sure I would have, but I think I should be dead probably 200 times. I was teasing it, like, yeah, come get me, and so,
Yeah.
I just really, now I have this new outlook because I've been back to the track. My dad's friends and family and fans all, got me there because they knew that would be a healing experience for me. And it was.
Good.
I went and I faced the dragon,
Okay.
and I've been just really growing. I'm having a major growth spurt in the spirit the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And so I decided just to have my own show because everybody's coming to me and they want to tell me their memories of my dad, and they want to tell me how it hurt them too. And they want to tell me that they've been praying for me and sending a love line this whole time. And I never knew that. I mean, how much healing. There's this love line that's always been there and I didn't know, or I had the blocks up. So
Thank God.
You know, at this time in my life, I'm really letting the layers of funk peel off of me. And I'm trying to do it in a public way so that other people can see that, you know, your life can flip over overnight or even in just one moment with a change of your own perception. You know, so all this love's coming on me from his fans, friends, and I just decided that I can't keep all this love for myself. It would be selfish. So I'm doing it on my own show so that the love can come to me and through me.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
Right,
Beautiful.
because I want my life to have a purpose. You know, I was very comfortable sitting on my couch at home just raising my children, you know, and then all these new opportunities came up, and I actually had to ask myself, you know, because I made myself a stressless life, right? I made it so that I didn't have to do anything except make sure my kids stayed alive
That's always a good thing.
and made it through the day.
Okay.
Right. So when I got the opportunity to do a show, I had to think to myself, gosh, I'm giving up this really, you know, this nice life that I'd made for myself. But I thought, how selfish, right? Now I've been through this miracle and I'm going through this miracle, and I need to share that with other people and offer hope and some more inspiration. And let's kind of try and reboot, you know, humans as a species back to the love, back to the light. There's so much negative energy in the world right now, and fear and the unknown, you know. And I have a neat way now to see positive in everything, and I'm hoping to share that with some
Good.
people.
Beautiful.
With good news, too.
With good news.
You know, can I just interject something?
Please.
When I was listening to your story, I realized that you hit the wall too, and you survived, and so the gift you're giving to everyone is your life and the meaning of living, and I just think it's awesome. I just want to congratulate you on that.
Well, I want to thank you for realizing that I hit the wall too.
Yeah, you did.
You know, back then it was the 70s. People didn't know about PTSD.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about depression. We didn't talk about social anxiety, all the stuff, you know, and it was like, kick them in the street. There you go, kid. Good luck, right? But
Yeah.
but it's different now. We've evolved as a species so much in the last few decades, you know, that I just want to get back to the positive and
Yes.
help other people get there too.
Yes, because
And
you
it's-
made it through.
I made it through, and let me tell you, I was my own worst enemy, and I'm pretty tough girl. I mean, I
She is.
really was trying to just
Yeah.
put myself, you know, very long death with drugs and alcohol, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I was trying hard.
Yeah.
And I was teasing, you know, like, nah, come get me, because I was
Exactly.
mad at death and then
Yeah.
teasing, you know, the
Yep.
whole thing.
Lots of stuff.
It didn't make for a healthy life at all.
Yeah.
And constantly hungover and social anxiety. I wouldn't leave my house. And
And well, yeah, and at the high speed that you were doing all that at too. So it's
Yes.
nice to see you a little more balanced and open, you know. 'cause,
Amen. I'm trying to,
the little
like-
racer in you.
I do have a racer
You
spirit.
do have, I know.
The savage blood
I
runs
heard it.
very,
Very
very
deep.
deep. And I would have. I mean, there's no denying I would have been Daddy's little girl.
Yeah.
And I would
We
have
still are.
followed in it. I wrote a song called Danica Stole My Destiny.
Oh.
You hear that, Danica? But I'm not really into NASCAR as much as I am IndyCar. But, you know, I just as kind of, it wasn't really a parody. It was actually me having real feelings.
Absolutely.
You know, but I would have done that. And I know that the universe and God has sees the big picture that I don't. I probably would have been so wild I would have ran myself into the wall, or too much money, you know,
over and over again.
and partying, and you know, that life might have not have suited me either. So what I'm trying to learn now, and Jeff helped me
Right.
in his session too, was what is my purpose here?
Excellent.
What am I doing here? And he gave me a new perspective.
Good.
And as we all know, perspective can change everything. The way you see things. You know, we really are manifesting the reality around us. So if we can just in one moment change our perspective from dark to light, then our world starts becoming the light.
Changes your world instantly.
Instantly.
It changes your DNA. Actually, they have scientific proof now. It changes your entire DNA. So.
Well, that's
Nice.
what Jeff did. Why don't we talk about what you did? to me in the office the other day.
I heard it.
It was very huge.
We got complaints that there was a lot of noise.
It was in my office, so I really do want to know what happened inside there.
I'm not joking. We got complaints we were too loud.
I believe that. I get that a lot. I mean, and your voice too. I mean,
Right.
my voice carries for 2 weeks without the mic, and
Yeah.
yours does too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
get both of us in a small little room. Yeah, I'm sure that's why Josh had to leave.
I was there to witness it as well. So, wow, it was an amazing amount of great healing energy in there, and the emotion, and I really felt like you released a lot in there, and I hope Jeff can actually shed some more light on how that happened.
Yeah, I'll talk a little bit about the process of what we did and how we got started there. So, of course, we met on Saturday and we talked a little bit just to get a little bit about what's going on with Angela and, what is that story. I'm usually not worried about stories, but just to get to know somebody at first and kind of get an idea of what's going on in their life. To have some idea where to start to identify where the issues are and stuff, and then to be able to ask you where your issues are, where you feel the bigger issues are. So we were able to identify a few different beliefs that she had in her life, and we started working it down using a digging process that I use through Theta Healing to get to that bottom belief where those feelings really originated from. And we found some amazing beliefs. I thought I was really fascinating, which I always am in a session. I just love the way the body works and the mind. But one of the things I found that was really fascinating is there's a lot of different aspects of it, but she took on the guilt of everybody around her. Because like she said just a minute ago, she missed out on experiencing this awesome man that was in everybody else's life, and she didn't have a chance to meet him yet. And then all of a sudden he's tragically taken away from all these people's lives, and they don't know how to react, and they're having heart issues. And now Angela comes into their lives, and from what I saw, she took a lot of the guilt on, a lot of the pressure that everybody else was feeling, and she was honoring her mother and them by taking on that guilt, and she wanted to take it on so bad. I was finding programs in there that you felt like you killed your father because you just wanted to take that responsibility on for everybody else.
Well, I just want to interject on, it was hard to admit that and to say it out loud, and I'm so appreciative that you made me and you dug it up out of me. I mean, isn't that kind of a textbook survivor's guilt kind of thing? And I really did suffer from that. They say, this is very personal, I'm going to share it because I need to. They say when you're racing, the moment you have a tiny bit of fear or doubt, you're supposed to pull out. Right. Well, my dad had a wife that was 6 months pregnant. And I guess I internalized that I was the doubt. The fact that she was pregnant put just enough fear in him that might have messed up everything. And I don't know if that's true or not. And I'm not holding on to that responsibility anymore because Jeff's letting me or helping me learn how to let that go. But
yeah, you're releasing it. I'm not doing it for you. You're releasing it. We just made you aware of that circumstance so you can start to release that.
But you also gave me a safe environment, and that is so important for me. I can't do anything unless I'm in a safe environment. That's that kind of that PTSD thing. Like,
yes.
But I couldn't have done that with just anybody, and I haven't spoken with you since then because like I said before the show, I wanted to save some juice for the show. Thank you so much, and I look forward to working with you again. And what you did for me was you changed my perspective. You took me all the way back to the womb, and you changed my perspective as something like maybe just something bigger, something that was part of the bigger picture. And it took away the ugly was what you did, and you made it really beautiful. We spoke about it was part of the big plan and the angels and you really what you did was you changed my perspective and you changed my DNA. I went home and felt like a wet noodle, man. I thought it was like, oh man, he got it all out. I think we still got work to do, but the next morning I woke up and my memories were different.
Beautiful.
It worked. I mean, I feel I can feel more positive that my father and I chose this destiny together as warriors.
Yeah.
You know, and this is something that I chose with my dad because we were the two strong souls that could go through with this, so that I could become. You know, I went straight into God's training, you know, to be a warrior, just to survive, you know, and I realized as a young child that I was kind of living in my own nightmare, and I really just kind of sat back and said, okay, I can see I'm in boot camp, God, you know, so make me into the strong woman you want me to be, and hopefully someday we'll see why.
Yeah.
Well, I think today we're starting to see why, and I'm experiencing so much healing. I'm getting the best joy out of talking to people that love my dad. I love the people that love my dad and still do. And they're so happy to be able to share how it made them feel and how awful it was. And I can say, I know, that really sucked. And then we all feel better. So we're all healing together.
Yes.
And my dad is a huge part of this. I mean, I'm their connection to him. They're my connection to him. So it's this beautiful circle, you know, and it's really, it's just big news. It's good news.
That's
With
awesome.
Angela Savage.
With Angela Savage.
And
Monday mornings.
let's come right back to that. We got to go head off to a commercial break right now, but let's come back with that because I like what you're talking about on changing that perspective, because that's exactly
Perspective is
we're
everything.
looking to do. So let's just go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with Angela. Thank you. Welcome back to Luminosity Wellness Radio. I'm Jeff Rennell. I'm here with our co-host Christine Essex.
Thank you, Jeff.
We also have Josh Blue here, and we are here with our special guest, Angela Savage. And Angela was just sharing with us a little bit about her story and her life and tragic accident that she had to go through with her father. And we were just talking a little bit about our session that we did on Saturday. So I really want to thank you, Angela, because when I get to work with somebody and they truly are open, that is a blessing, because that's showing that you're being honest with yourself and that you truly do want to heal, because we went to some areas and that it's even hard for me to bring up and say to you, well, let's muscle test and let's see if you have that belief I killed my father. You know, so doing something like that is very hard for a practitioner, because I don't want to throw that energy on you, but I knew it was there, and identifying that and getting that out of that system, out of the DNA, is important.
And thank God there are people like you that will dig in there and make me, you know, recognize and say it out loud and break the chains. You know, I really respect what you do as a practitioner, right?
Yes.
Is that what we would call that? You know, Western medicine doesn't all the way do it for me. You know, I'm into the medicine wheel where you got to have north, south, east, and west. You know, I can't, I'm not into just going to the doctor with the white coat and here's my big farm side effects.
Pharmaceutical side effects.
Your time is up, so see you later.
Exactly.
You know, no, I needed me some hands-on, some healing, you know, some real medicine, and I really felt like I got that with you. It's, I want to help people to open their mind to different types of healing, because the doctor isn't always going to do it. You know, your antidepressant isn't going to do it. You have to do your other stuff too.
Yeah, that antidepressant is just kind of masking the underlying issues, and you really want to start healing. You need to find out what the underlying issues are and start working on those, so eventually you don't have to take that antidepressant or whatever prescription drug it might be. Western medicine is definitely good for that good fix to get, you know, back on track, but it's always up to the person to be able to do their own digging and find out how that core issue started.
Well, that's what I like about you, is you wanted to know about me. You got into the real. You broke open the shell and you dug in there. Doctors don't, I mean, no offense to Western medicine at all, you know, okay, love you guys, but what I love is that you broke inside. You know what I mean? Doctors don't do that for me.
Well, they don't have time. I mean, you know, that kind of time, yeah.
Feel feel
Yeah.
healed. When I leave
Yeah.
the doctor, I kind of feel like a number, right?
Yeah, well, because
Yes.
and they're trying to get their caseload is unbelievable.
Right,
Yeah.
too
So
they would
big
like
because,
to,
for
but they
whatever
don't-
reason,
yeah,
I'm
they-
not going to
whew,
keep
yeah.
bagging on doctors.
Yeah,
Right.
no, they definitely
one
do the
thing-
best that they can and stuff.
Yeah,
And there's
and you do
sometimes
matter.
sometimes our issues have to be handled somewhere else. Sometimes,
Our
I
ish-
get in a
our
major
little
accident, I want to
session-
be there.
We took, how many hours were we in there?
We probably
It
4
was-
hours
it
at
was
least.
About a 4 hour. I mean, when was the last time you went in with
Mm-hmm.
a tear in your eye and the doctor sat down and spent 4 hours with you trying to really figure out why you have a
Right.
tear in your eye, not a pill to get rid of the damn tear?
Right.
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
And what's really under the tear, because
Yes.
a lot of the times we put a shield up and we put this false sense in front of us, this false security,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what it is. It's false, so we try to feel better about ourselves, but
Right.
really deep down inside, we
We're
truly are
all-
still fighting ourselves inside.
Yeah, and we all are the same. You know, we all are in this together. We might be wired a little differently, but generally, as a species, we're the same, and we struggle the same struggles. Struggle with the same struggles. You know, I think it's really important to, and this is what I'm really working on doing, because I have brick walls up around me. Nobody could get to me at all, you know, and I'm trying to let that down, and so that I can encourage other people to let yourself be a little more vulnerable and share how you feel with other people, because what you'll find is they feel just like you, and now you've created a bond, and now there's more unity, and if we can keep doing that, we can get more unity across the planet.
And it's doing it
That's-
the right way, though. I'm sorry, were you going to say
No, I
something?
was just going to say at Luminosity, that's the focus, is that every practitioner there, including Jeff, is set up to take care of the person that they're seeing in the best way possible. And so it's not a rush kind of thing. It's a caring, loving
Yes.
community of people.
And I like to actually play off of that. Some things that Angela said was that she had a safe and comfortable place that she could
Right.
actually go to. That's what Luminosity provides. Taking the time, all of the practitioners really take the time in order to get to know people, and you're not another number being rushed out the door like if you were to go to a
Right.
clinical setting. And also trust in the practitioners, and we have that for all of our practitioners. So these things that you're experiencing is what we want all of our members to experience and all of our visitors. So for our fans out there, definitely at least come get an environmental feel for this, because just the feel alone, and I think Angela could attest to this, the energy when she walked in is how she knew it felt like a safe place. It was
Right.
intuition for her.
I have a very strong intuition.
Thank you, Josh.
I would say my instincts are strong, you know, and I didn't. if I got any weird vibe, I'd have just left.
You'd have been
I'd
out
be
the
like,
door.
yeah, no, sorry, bye. You know, and I'm sensitive to that. So no, that was the building has wonderful energy. It's kind of like a labyrinth. It's
Right.
really fun. What are some of the other things that you offer in the Luminosity building? Because it's not just Jeff in there. This is a whole building of practitioners doing all kinds of radical things. And what are some of the other things?
That's a good question. We have Nancy Stone, who does equine therapy. Have you ever heard of
What's
that?
that?
Working with the horses. So she could take you out to the ranch,
Are
to
you
the
kidding?
stables, and work with a horse and let the horse mirror back some of the things that are happening
I got
with you.
teary-eyed.
Oh,
I
you're so
can't
cute.
wait.
You get a horsey.
I
Yeah.
get to play with the horse.
You get to play, yeah. She's going to be one of our guests soon. No, actually January. Then we have Melody. I don't know. Did you get to meet?
I haven't
Did you
met
meet anybody?
No, I mean
Oh.
I'm new in the building, but y'all
Yay.
can't get rid of me now. So
Well, yay!
You-
She's here to stay.
I'm in the house.
Well,
He's
and
out.
I love that. So we have
Aromatherapy with
aromatherapy.
Melody.
Yep, she does herbology, aromatherapy, and then we have Hope,
Who does Reiki.
Reiki, and Michelle, who does Reiki,
Yes.
and yoga, which is Jeff does yoga with Stephanie,
Yes.
and has seen a lot of improvements there working with his body.
Love yoga.
Yeah, and so then I do hypnotherapy and NLP, and we have social media classes, and
We have a Zyto machine.
We have
So Zyto actually is biocommunication.
Is that like Zoltar?
Kind of. You put your hand on it and you make a wish.
Yeah.
I want good health.
and
Sorry, I had
bam,
to.
Exactly.
boom, you're healed.
Aura machine. I always like the aura because I get to see the blue in me.
Oh yeah, and the white and the red.
Yes, yes.
And we have a sound therapy, which
That's
is
awesome.
right,
Is that a chakra type
right next to
thing?
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's more of a, you watch a video and the frequencies, the vibrations
Yep.
and the frequencies
Yeah.
come in and help heal your organs and things and make you healthier.
That's
and your
awesome.
mind too, right? Your brain and all of it.
I
Are
totally.
we forgetting anybody?
Life coach with
Oh,
Jan.
Yeah.
Right? Life
Jan
coaching
does
too.
life coaching.
And you do
Cranial
social
activation.
media.
I do a mix, actually. I do social media and self-development.
Josh does.
And I've
All
really
of
been
it.
digging into that, especially working with you, Angela. I really have to say that it's been a great experience to humanize marketing and to be able to really take it on a personal level. And according to Facebook and to everyone who's supported me out there, there's no greater feeling. And I think when you can really be genuine in your marketing, who you are, and getting your message out there,
Yeah.
it's done the right way. So that's why I consider myself doing technology, social media, and self-development. And I do it at Luminosity Wellness Center.
Yeah, for everyone listening, Josh is he's going to be my new promoter / marketer / social media / friend guy. So you're going to see him in all my stuff on Facebook, and he's going to
Good.
be, hashtagging this and that. So follow him around because he's actually helping me show you how to get to all the cool stuff. So
Savage 42 Inc. Follow us.
Savage
Nice.
42 Inc.
Very nice. And we have, I forgot Dr. Bob. We have a chiropractor who's more than that. He does the kinesiology with the muscle testing. Unbelievable.
chiropractic.
He has, if you walk through the door, Angela, and you said, I'm just not feeling good. And he heard it as you were walking down the hall, he'd grab you and pull you into his office and he would have suggestions and work, and he wouldn't outcharge you a dime.
Oh, that's
Tips and
because
everything.
he's the most loving, supportive person. You really like Dr. Bob.
Well, and these are the kind of people that I want to go out of my way to spend my time with. Attitudes are so catchy.
Yes.
Contagious.
Contagious. Thank you.
Magnetic.
That's magnetic, and I want to be around people that they know. I mean, they know that they're responsible for the energy they bring to the room, and it's always good, and it's always love and light. And I've become really sensitive to that, and I'm drawn to the healer people.
Right. That makes sense.
Because I need some healing and I'm here to heal too. So I really like spending time with people that have a better perspective about how our attitude determines your latitude. Your attitude and your perspective really manifests the reality around you. So we've got to stop being so negative, and then I hear people say, oh, I'm just trying to be a realist. Yeah, well, I'm a realist too. I'm allergic to bullshit, actually. But I can be a realist and still stay positive.
Exactly.
Right? I really find the positive in everything. I don't really find the negative in everything. So I'm a realist too. You can't BS the BSer.
Exactly. Well, the good thing is that you're actually blunt and you tell it like it is. And when you tell it like it is, but you do it in a positive way that impacts people, then you're doing it the right way. But one moment, we're going to actually go ahead and take our commercial break so we can give our sponsors a good shout out, and then we'll actually be back. See you soon.
Welcome back to Luminosity Wellness Radio. We are here with Angela Savage, and she is going over her life story with us and her experience. How are you doing again?
I'm doing just great. I'm so excited to be here in the studio with you three very, very lovely people. The energy in the room is fantastic.
She's
I love
pumped.
that. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. I'm here with my new friends that, I'm careful. I have a lot of friends, but I'm careful who I keep in my inner circle because I'm very sensitive, and, any kind of negative energy around me is too toxic. So
you met 3 of your friends at Luminosity Wellness Center?
I did.
Wow, what a
I'm collecting.
coincidence.
I have a new Luminosity Center collection. I keep it with my crystals.
Which you got a bunch of new friends there too at Luminosity as well.
I heard you got some. Yeah,
Yeah, I've been collecting gemstones, crystal, all of it since I was a little girl. Please come over and see. I'm pleased with my collection. They're your babies.
Yes, they are.
They're
So
your
tell
absolute
us-
babies.
You actually had an experience in the store. You really had to like fill out which one spoke to you, and what did you see at the resource center there?
I did. There were 2 pieces of amethyst that had to come home with me. Yeah, and there was a double-headed quartz crystal. And what else did I get? I can't
You
remember.
got a quartz wand.
Oh, selenite. Was it?
No, it's quartz
Oh,
wand.
the quartz wand. And then there was one more. I
You
got.
got two.
You
got 2 amethyst clusters, and then the,
the
quartz wand,
right.
and then the double-headed
Right,
quartz.
and then actually
cluster.
before I was coming into the studio, I called to see if you were at the shop because I wanted you to bring me some malachite. Malachite it's I love them all, but malachite for the show because it keeps me really calm.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah, malachite is a powerful stone.
I
really
love
nice.
it, and I need some more. So
good.
anything you have in the shop there at Luminosity, just go ahead and stamp my name
We'll-
on.
we'll-
Jeff and I were
get you
talking
the-
about going shopping.
Exactly.
We need to go rock shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stone licking. Yeah.
I like that.
Let's do some stone licking.
That's a good way to test.
That's how you see it, but they're pretty.
That one's a salt rock.
Yeah. I always thought if I had a band.
That one's not a rock.
If I ever have a band, I'm going to name it Stone Liquor.
Stone,
Oh,
Stone Sour will appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Oh. Who? No
Stone
kidding. Kidding.
that was got him good on that one.
So yeah, I am kind of collecting, beautiful souls.
What do those do for you,
Good.
for people that don't know about those kind of resources? You bought those, and how do they?
crystals?
Yeah, how does that speak to you?
Well, amethyst is it's in very general terms, it's the #1 healing crystal. Amethyst I have all over my living room. I just it feels good, and
Gives you good energy.
absolutely.
Oh, wow, okay.
The gemstones to me are a gift from God. I believe they have special powers that God put in these stones, and if we're smart enough to recognize that and also give God the glory, then they can work magic. It's better than big farm. I can when I'm really stressed out, I can get some malachite, and that's the greenish stripy one, and it takes all my angst out. It sucks up my anxiety. Then I put them down, and I
yeah.
usually
Yeah,
smudge
they're
them.
good it's a
Put
good
them under the
calming stone.
moonlight, but yeah, that's why I was gonna have you bring some, because
And you want to get it soon. From what I remember, I think it's
There's
getting pretty
4
rare.
Yes.
I can see them right now. They're in the little bowl.
Yes, she's
and
right.
there's 4 little rock in the
Well,
rock bowls. There's 4 of them.
She's
They're
got the
all
whole
calling
shot
me.
if you want.
They've been calling me since Saturday.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Well, we'll
so
get them to
Get
you.
them to me, my
Yes.
babies. My babies.
Good, good.
So, along with the resource center, I mean, that's really great that you had that experience. And as I'm listening, I'm just taking note of all these different things that you're saying. That you use crystals and stones as healing, and you talk to different practitioners, and you've been in self-development mode for going on over 2 years now. You're using a lot of different things in your life to get yourself past something that has been a great obstacle in your life. Do you recommend that to other people to do who
I do.
who are really struggling with some similar issues?
I think people that are struggling bad need to find a universal healing pattern. There's so many venues for healing. For instance, I'm a Christian, so I listen to Joyce Meyer every single morning. That's how I start my day. But I'm also a coexister. I have a very open mind when it comes to all theology that leads to God, and so I like to encourage, like say right now, I could maybe encourage, some Christians get a little bit, not crystals, because that's scary or whatever. I want to
Unknown.
take that away. It's not true. The good Lord put this energy and healing powers in these crystals for us so that we can use them, So hopefully I'd love to be a bridge between Christianity and some other things, paganism, and all kinds of different religions or
Angela.
whatever you want to call them.
Guess what? You are.
I am.
You're reaching the people right now.
Oh, see? Well, that's what I want to do. I want Christians
little
to think
bridge.
it's okay. We can still take the healing energy from crystals, and that doesn't mean we're witchy poo or
Right.
something like that. I'm
It's
trying
all
to.
natural.
Let's put all these roads to God together, and imagine we could blow up the planet like the moon with light. We could light up the planet like a sun if we all would get together with our love and our light, whichever way we found it,
Right.
and stop, like kind of being afraid of the other ones near us that aren't quite the same, and we really need to coexist.
Yes.
So is it kind of like the Matrix? Once you open your mind, and then you really realize, and so
There's
you
no
opened
going
your
back.
mind. Yeah.
Well, and then find the right teachers. Jeff teaches a class on crystal grid layout. So
And
What is
yeah.
that?
I do
Jeff
that at
can
home.
tell us
Oh, Jeff, you have
Well,
to
how
come
you
over.
teach it.
Yeah, it's called Under the Crystals. It was designed by Christine High out in Idaho Falls. It's a really awesome class. You use the crystals, you put a grid around the body and over the top over the chakras, and that helps induce a really deep theta state, so then the person can actually astral travel out of the body. We can do past life regressions. You can go look into the future. You can do a lot of amazing things, and it's designed to go back, what we do in class, so it's in a nice safe environment. We go back to the happiest life of that person who's ever going into the crystals. So that way you can go and find some values that you had in that lifetime and you want to bring back into this lifetime, so you can experience certain beliefs and values and bring them back into here, and then have that
It
now
kind of
into
sounds
your
like
life.
what you're doing is pulling negative toxins out of the DNA and remembering positive things about past DNA in the same cellular body, and you're just replacing that.
You're exactly right, and it doesn't matter how we experience it, because the amazing thing about our brain is we can imagine something and the brain thinks it's real.
Yes.
So, I have clients go, well, how can I learn this stuff instead of going through it? Well, imagine things, put yourself
Yes.
in a certain scenario. If you have a hard time speaking your truth, imagine that you have to speak your truth to somebody, and put yourself in easy scenarios and keep imagining it until it
Right.
strengthens your beliefs. And there's a lot of different ways we can do it. The mind's awesome and powerful.
Well, speaking
It
of
really is.
beliefs, I've been asked this question before. Can you still be healed going in without the belief? Because
Because
sometimes
the
our
magic
mind,
is in the believing.
well, sometimes our mindset is a little closed off when we're entering something new, especially when it comes to a belief. So if I don't fully believe in something going in to what you're trying to heal me for, do I still feel that healing no matter what?
Again, it's self-healing, and you want to be clear with that. Jeff's not healing you. It's all you're doing it with his assistance.
Gotcha.
Yes, thank
I
you.
think by walking in the door, you've actually let down your inhibition.
Well, and
right?
that's-
Just walking through the door.
Yeah, you're
Sorry.
saying, okay,
I'm
gonna
here.
give this
You're
a
giving your
shot.
permission. Exactly. So now it becomes self.
But I think, if I may, that it's kind of up to you personally how much you're gonna heal.
It's always up to you, yes.
They're not gonna do it for you. I mean, I had to let it all out. It wasn't like a magic wand and he went ta-da. No, I had to scream and cry for 4 hours, and it was great.
So you just gotta be. You gotta
Yeah,
be
just
brave
put
and
earplugs
face it.
in.
I'm so loud. Oh
You just
my.
gotta be brave and face it, basically. is
Yeah,
what you're saying.
and it's important to remember that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is feeling fear and doing it anyway.
Yes.
Wow.
Do
I
it
like that.
afraid. We all struggle with fear, but we can't let it cripple us. And you notice that if you just suit up and show up and do it anyway, you really empower yourself. But
Well,
it doesn't mean you're not. Having courage doesn't mean that you don't feel the fear. It just means that you don't let it stop you.
On that note of suiting up and showing up, it's about being your best friend and loving yourself inside. And that's some of the things I think we identified on Saturday, is that you're mad at yourself for a lot of things. You're mad at yourself for feeling like you hated your father for leaving you before you were even there. You had resentment for a lot of different scenarios there. So when we start to hate ourselves, how do we truly step up for ourselves? We have to be our best friends. We have to learn to love ourselves and forgive ourselves. I mean, I think it's so funny. We can watch people and go, you know what? I understand what you just went through. Give yourself a break here. Everybody makes mistakes, and it's so easy for us to do that for the person around us, but we don't do it for ourselves. We don't say, hey, I'm able to make a mistake. I'm able to mess up here and there. I didn't know any better. So we have to become our best friends again and give ourselves that same credit we would give other people.
And then, spread that out to the people around you too. The more you can't love other people until you truly love yourself.
And earlier you said selfish, and I want to reframe that to self-loving.
Self-loving.
You're
Thank
being
you.
very self-loving.
Selfish
Thank
is
you.
self-care.
You know, I used to, I got in this mode where my favorite mantra was, humans are my least favorite species, right? Because of the human condition. It's just like, ew. I mean, we're so ew sometimes. We're not nice to each other. But then I realized that I was kind of cursing myself by doing that. And I did have a wake-up moment in that area where, you know, where I realized, yes, I love Jesus. Jesus' number one commandment was to love one another. And, you know, just taking that for face value, I had to do a lot of work on that because I mean, besides my own troubles, then I went into lots of abusive relationships too, you know, so I really had to work on that.
I have to commend you real quick just by saying that I'm really proud of you for just the time that I've known you and what I've seen, and being a part of your media and your media presence. What I see in your fans out there and all of the racing fans and that big community that supports you, they seem like they're following you not only to help you know who your dad was, but they're also following you to see you go through this breakthrough and to see you overcome something.
And they're helping. I mean, they're helping me become who I am supposed to be. It's a miracle.
We thank you. We love you guys.
I don't
out
even
there.
know how to say thank you. Doesn't even work. You know, it's almost insulting because these new friends and family that have taken me in have changed my life. You know, they gave me the surfboard that I needed to ride this tidal wave, you know. And so as far as going back to that mantra that humans are my least favorite species, I've changed it, you know. And then I realized that it's people like me, well, and everyone else who, you know, we really need to love one another unconditionally, like generosity that's almost ridiculous, you know, that kind of stuff we need so that we can teach other people how to love one another. You know, we have to stop saying, oh, humans suck, you know. And I was getting to the place where I'm like, God, you know, maybe you should just flood the planet again so the animals have a nice place to live, you know. But
you're talking about perspective.
Yes.
Your perspective. You
My
know, if you're sitting there
perspective
going,
on humans
everybody
was
sucks,
not
then
good.
if you sit there and go, everybody sucks, then everybody's going to suck.
I don't know if I said it like that.
Well,
but
whatever your mantra was, you just was quoting.
Yeah.
But I mean, if that's what your mantra is, and that's the way you view life, that's the way life is for you.
How it was.
And the moment you change that and you start to become understanding and accepting, then the world becomes understanding and accepting.
Right.
That was the big thing for me. I was always angry, you know, for the first 36 years of my life, and somebody told me I had a choice and I could be happy or sad.
Right.
As soon as I made that choice, it changed my world. As soon as I changed my perspective, it changed everything.
Like a light switch.
I even do that.
Literally like a light switch. We got to head off to the commercial, though. So we're going to head off to a commercial. We will be right back. Welcome back to Luminosity Wellness Radio. Is that it?
Oh, it's good news. Yeah.
I thought we were off already.
Quick.
All right. Thanks for sticking around. We are here at the last part of our segment here in the show. Thank you, Josh. Thank you so much, Angela, for coming and sharing your story and being part of our show today. We really appreciate it. You are such an amazing person, amazing character. I just love being around you.
Thank you. I like his laugh. He sounds like the lion from The Wizard of Oz.
Come on, laugh with us out
like him too.
Did you say that's who I was supposed to be for Halloween next year?
Yes. We're going to make sure of it. Maybe we could all be like The Wizard of Oz.
There we go.
Oh, my gosh.
There's 4 of
I'll
us.
be
We
the
can do it, huh?
witch.
Oh, you're so pretty. You're the pretty witch.
Josh, you're going to have to be Toto.
Oh, my,
Okay,
yeah.
we'll do.
No, you're Tin Man. I already got it.
Yeah.
Be Dorothy.
Am I Dorothy?
You're so cute. Yes.
Okay. I'll be Dorothy.
You could be
Thank you.
And
Dorothy
then
with
you're the
a new
good-
look.
Then you can be the good witch, Christine.
with a
Yeah,
new
yeah.
perspective on humans.
Yeah, right. The new enlightened Dorothy.
That's right.
Thank you, Angela. We
Yeah.
appreciate
Thank you.
having you here.
No, thank
again.
you so much for letting me come on the show. I'm honored to be here, and I love being in this building anytime I can. So I'll be on again if you let me.
And I just
And when are you
want to.
coming on my show?
I just want to really give you a special thank you, not only for being part of our show and being so truthful and open to me during the session, but for being truthful and open to everybody during your shows, because yes, you get the chance to heal through the people that you're connecting with that you've never known before, and get to learn about your father in beautiful ways, and I know that's so special to you, but how you open yourself up to other people is healing in such an amazing way, and we need more people to stand up and do the things that you're doing and being open and vulnerable, because it truly is. It shows that everybody is going through these issues, and that gives people other power to be able to step up and say, you know what, yes, Angela, I'm having that same issue, and thank you for being
Thank you
that
for saying
bridge
it.
and that vocal point for us.
We really are all in this together. You know, we just really need to turn our lights back on and make a decision, you know, to not be a sleeping species. You know, wake up and love one another. Smile on your brother.
That's right.
Everybody
All right.
get together.
I was gonna say, speaking of love, Thanksgiving's coming up next week, right, Jeff?
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh, wow.
From what the calendar said, it is. Yes.
Oh, yep.
Oh, so no Luminosity live on next Thursday.
That's correct.
No, next Thursday we are gonna do the replay of our second episode with Christine Contini, with the episode about self-healing is real, the study that we are holding at Luminosity Wellness Center. So you want to find out more information about self-healing and being part of the study, you're more than welcome to listen to the show next Thursday, and listen to the show always. So we will be back in 2 weeks. I know Christine wants to tell you a little bit about what's going on at the center in the next 2 weeks, I would have to say, huh?
It's been interesting because I've been having people, you know, they always drop in, and we're having some powerful people visiting the center or being referred to the center now. We have a couple authors that are going to be launching their books from the center, and then they have some series that will follow up after that, so please watch for that. We'll be putting it in the website soon. I did update the website, not upgrade it, that's in progress, but I updated it on the events calendar because we did have some information that was incorrect. And we have Zumba every Sunday at 8 a.m. And then we have our Dr. Bob, who does his show. It could be a show every Tuesday.
His show. It is a show.
Yeah, it is
in
a
his
show.
office.
And you just come ask the doc, and he loves to spend time with people. So go, Josh.
All right,
Social media.
for our social wrap up, follow us, join us, tweet us, and anything else you can do with us, do it. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google+, and also on Periscope and going to Pinterest as well. Hashtag Savage42 Inc. in the house. Hashtag Wellness Radio LV. Follow us and we'll see you there.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening in. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the family and all the good food. Thank you again, Angela. Thank you, Christine, Josh. Can't wait for some Thanksgiving
That's
grub.
right. Eat
God
the grub
bless.
and be sure to
Godspeed.
say what you're thankful for.
And
Yeah,
namaste.
and be very safe out there if there's anybody going to be really celebrating the holidays. So please be careful. We want to have you back.
Lawrence, take us away.
Yes, thank you.